Okay, let's start with this equation. X minus 1 quantity squared plus y plus 2 quantity squared equals 3. And what we want to do is convert this from standard form, which is in, to general form. So let's first start by expanding these two binomials. So I'm going to rewrite them like this, because this is what squaring means. It means multiplying by itself. So let's just rewrite this, and that will help us remember that we have to multiply these together by foiling. Remember how to foil? First, outside, inside, last. So x times x becomes x squared. X times negative 1 becomes negative x, or minus x. Negative 1 times x, and there's another negative x. And then negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. Let's do this one over here. Y times y is y squared. 2 times y is 2y. Y times 2 is 2y. And 2 times 2 is 4. Now we can combine some like terms. Minus x minus another x, well, that's minus 2 x's. 2y plus 2y, that's a total of 4y. And so now I've got this plus 1 and plus 4, so let's go ahead and combine those. So 1 plus 4 is 5. And now you'll recall that the general equation had this equation equaling 0. So to do that, we have to subtract 3 from both sides. So this becomes plus 2 equals 0. And then at this point, we can just change around the order. So we have an x squared plus a y squared minus 2x. 4y plus 2 equals 0. And so there we have converted from standard form, right here, down to general form. Okay, let's do another example. I think we'll call this example 2. Okay, so we're going to be given the center and the radius, and we want to make an equation again. Same kind of examples we just did, but it's going to have a different center. So we're now going to have the center negative 1, negative 2, and we'll let the radius still be, we'll let it be the square root of 3 this time. So a little different variables here. You can see how this is going to work. So h, of course, is going to be negative 1. And k is going to be negative 2, and of course r is the square root of 3. So when I put this in my equation, I am going to have x minus, well, h is negative 1, so let's put that in parentheses to kind of keep that nice and separate there. We'll deal with that in a minute. See how I put h in there as negative 1? So it's x minus h, and h is negative 1. This will help you keep your negatives nice and straight, not get them all goofed up here. We'll do the same thing with k. So this is y minus k, and a k, of course, k is negative 2. So we'll put that in parentheses and square that. And then the radius is the square root of 3, but we want to square that. Okay, so now let's deal with these negatives. Okay, so negative minus a negative is a positive. So inside the parentheses, this becomes x plus 1. And then inside these parentheses, this becomes y plus 2. Now, you can leave it like this, or if you wanted to go ahead and square that out, you'll recall that when you square a square root, it's like undoing it. Squaring a square root kind of, does it and undoes it at the same time. So the square root of 3 squared becomes 3. And that's your equation of a circle, given the center at negative 1, negative 2, with the radius the square root of 3.